Copy trading is exactly what it sounds like. Anytime you follow a trader, when that trader opens up a trade, BitGet will also automatically open up a trade for you. When your trader closes out their trade, BitGet will close out your trade for you. So I gave around $10,000 for other traders to trade for me. I made around $7,000 and then I lost it all, and now I'm down $4,000. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my entire process, what I learned, and what I would do differently. First of all, I am not a financial advisor, nor anything that I share in this entire video financial advice. This video is just for entertainment and educational purposes only. I cannot guarantee any sort of results. It is just to share my experience with you all. So there's an exchange called BitGet. Some of you may have heard it, but within it you can trade crypto on spot or on leverage, of course for experienced traders only, but they also have a feature called copy trading. If you're interested in signing up, I do have a referral link down below. If you do use my link, you can get up to a $4,000 bonus, but the copy trading feature within BitGet sounded very interesting to me, so I went ahead and tried it. Right now I'm inside the BitGet app, and if you go to the homepage and click on copy, you'll be able to see a list of traders and you have the option to copy them. You can sort them out by ranking, followers, return on investment, total profit and loss with copiers, and the trader and assets under management. And the goal for these traders is to try to win the trades, because when they win a trade, you win a trade, and when you win a trade, the trader gets a percentage of your profits. At the same time, there are risks involved because you're pretty much allowing these traders to trade with your funds. We don't know how they look like, we don't know who they are, what their trading background is, how much experience they have, which is why I'm making this video to share from my mistakes and how to manage your risks. BitGet is also fully regulated within the United States along with multiple different countries. KYC is optional and there is no VPN required. Now I'm going to walk through the app and explain as I go because it's going to make a lot more sense instead of just me talking into the camera. Now the first thing you're going to have to do is deposit USDT or crypto into your account. So I'm going to click on deposit. You can send USDT or you can send any crypto of your choice like Bitcoin and Ethereum and sell it into USDT. It's most likely going to be deposited into your spot account first, and you're going to have to transfer it into your futures account. So I'm going to click on transfer. It's going to be from your spot to USDTM with the circle. Now the amount that you transfer is going to be completely up to you. I'm going to go over a rule that you should consider later on, but for now I'm going to enter in $10,000. Confirm transfer. Fund transfer is successful. So if I go back and click on futures, I have 10,000 USDT in my account. Now I'm going to go back home and click on copy, and then you're going to select the trader that you want to copy. Now the question is, who do you copy? This is where I'm going to be sharing from my experience and what you should do and not do. So right now we're traded by ranking, and according to BitGet, this person over here is their highest ranking trader. This trader over here has a 559% return on investment, total profit and loss, very profitable, around $111,000. This trader is managing around $500,000, and the copier's PNL is going to be $374,000. So usually when I look out for a trader to copy, that's what I'm going to be looking out for first, the copier's PNL. Because at the end of the day, I want to know if the people are being profitable, not just the trader. For example, if I scroll down and we look at these three traders, their total PNL is profitable, right? They're up, and their ROI percentage is extremely high, like 13,000, 12,000, 9,000%, but their copier PNL is all in the negative and the minus. Now I'm going to go ahead and copy a trader so we can get a better understanding. So according to BitGet, Riches is ranking number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this person's profile. And the first thing that I like to consider is when they joined. So Riches only joined 22 days ago, not too long. It only made 156 transactions. So this is a fairly new trader. Instead of clicking on last 7 days, I like to look at the last month, but because this person joined 22 days ago, there's not going to be a ton of data. Overall, this person has been pretty profitable the past 22 days. I'm going to click on data. This person made a 10,800% ROI. Pretty impressive. They made 147 winning trades and 9 lost trades. pretty impressive as well. And if you go under copiers, you'll be able to see how much profit the people made that are copying this person. So the number one person made $5,800. Following after that, 54, 29, 29. And the next thing you want to look out for is the order tab. Now within the order tab, these are all the trades that this trader has opened. So a lot of long positions, profitable, but if you scroll down, this person also has a lot of negative trades. So these are things to consider. On top of that, this trader likes to use 50x leverage. Now 50x leverage is very risky in my personal opinion, but the reward can be great as well if you manage it well. So for those of you that are not familiar with leverage trading, basically when you're on a 50x trade, when Bitcoin or Ethereum goes up 1%, essentially you're making 50%. But the same is true the opposite direction as well. So if Bitcoin and Ethereum goes down 1% and you're on a 50x leverage long, then you're going to be down 50% instead of 1%. Now that you have a better understanding of leverage trading, the reason why the order tab is really important for me is because I want to know if this trader is good at closing out positions, even if it's at a loss. This person is still pretty new, so I don't really have an idea, but you can go under the history tab, and as you scroll down, you can get an idea. So typically it looks like this person likes to hold anywhere between 2 to 4% gains and close it out on a 50x leverage long. As I scroll down, I also noticed that this trader closes out position in losses, but they close it out early. So I really like this. So although losing, 133%, 130% sounds horrifying, if you scroll back up, this person made it up with multiple winning trades. So a few losing trades can be made up with multiple winning trades. And the reason why this is important is because this person is either setting stop losses or closing out positions to minimize risks. Also, this person doesn't really open up shorts. So I kind of like that. Some of the traders that I followed in the past like to open a lot of short positions, and that was kind of a mistake on my end. But it looks like overall this person is more of a long trader than a short trader. For example, this trader over here opened up a ton of short positions and never closed it out. Some of their position is down 1,700%. So this is a trader that I would not want to follow. So personally for myself, I actually like this trader. So I'm going to go ahead and click on copy. In the beginning of the video, I talked about how these traders' goals is to make winning trades, because if they win a trade, you win a trade. And when you win a trade, they get a percentage of your profits. For this trader, they make 8% of your profits. That's the highest they can make, and as low as 4%. Typically, most of them, they're going to be 8%. For some people, that can seem like a lot, but for people who may not understand trading too well and want someone else to trade for them, 8% is very reasonable in my opinion. Now, the next following step is going to be really, really important. So under futures, if you click on the down arrow, you're going to see a ton of different cryptos highlighted. This means that this trader will be trading any of these cryptos if they wanted to. Personally, for myself, I only want to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I'm actually going to go ahead and unhighlight all of these. Of course, it's going to be completely up to you, but most of the time they like to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, when I first started copy trading, I didn't really understand the entire settings portion. All I did was I entered an amount and I clicked follow. And then under 24 hours, my account was up around $6,800. That was one of the most mind-blowing things to me. I didn't do anything. The entire trade was automated. At that point, I should have probably looked into these settings and tried to figure out what I did right or what was happening, but instead I was like, you know what, I don't really care about this account. This is kind of more of an experiment, so I'm gonna let it keep going. Now, when it comes to trading, I personally have a very simple rule. You should trade with no more than 5 to 10% of your overall crypto portfolio, and within that amount you should only trade with 1%. In other words, if you have a $100,000 crypto portfolio, you should only be trading with 10% max, which is $10,000. Now, within that $10,000 trading account, you should only be trading with 10%, which is $1,000. So earlier you saw that I transferred over $10,000. That means that whatever I set here, I should only be trading with at most $1,000. So the first thing that I'm going to do is click on risk management and enter in 500 USDT. This is setting a limit on how much I'm letting these traders trade with, because if I say $5,000, that's going to be half my account. I don't want this trader to trade with half of my account. Instead, it's going to be 500 USDT. Now, the reason why it's not 1,000 is because this is going to be per crypto that you highlighted. So earlier I highlighted Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's going to be 500 each, which is $1,000, which is the 10% of the 10%. If I had 4 different crypto highlighted, then this number would be 250 because 250 times 4 equals 1,000. If you wanted to, you can set a stop loss or take profit, but if you wanted to depend on the trader to do that for you, you can just leave it blank. After that, I'm going to go ahead and click on enter the copy limit, and I'm going to do $100. So anytime my trader opens up a trade, they're going to be using 100 USDT instead of 500. And let's just say they opened up a long position, but the Bitcoin price or Ethereum price went down. Well, they get to open up a second position with 100 USDT, and they can do that 5 times. It's definitely more of a preference. Just know that the smaller amount you enter, the lower risk you have. The higher amount you enter, the higher risk you have. And then you can go ahead and click on follow. But before you click on follow, you can actually go more into the advanced settings to adjust your settings. Click on advanced settings and you're going to see a copy trading mode for Ethereum and Bitcoin, or the cryptos that you highlighted. So if you highlighted like 10 different cryptos, you're going to have 10 different settings. That's a lot, right? But you can specifically set certain settings for that trade. So for example, the max amount on Ethereum, you can set it to something like 700 and Bitcoin to 300 instead of doing 500. But the reason why you want to go into the advanced setting is because under leverage, it says leverage by trader. And earlier we saw that this trader likes to trade on 50x leverage. And for some people, that sounds way too risky. And maybe you want to consider a lower leverage before you consider higher. And then you can set the amount for both long and short. So for my Ethereum long position, I'm going to do a 10x. And for my short position, I'm also going to do a 10x. If you feel like the market is more bullish, you can increase your long position leverage and decrease your short. If you feel a little bit more bearish, you can increase your short leverage and decrease your long. And then you're going to have to reset all these settings. So 500, confirm, 500, 100. And then I would click on follow, confirm everything. Everything looks pretty good. Click on confirm. Now I am officially following Riches. So under current copy trades, it's going to be completely empty. And that's because you just started following this trader. It may be empty for a few hours, maybe even a day. But once the trader decides to open up a trade, you'll get a notification on your phone and then you can monitor that trade. Now understand that when it comes to trading on leverage or futures, it's extremely risky. All right. I know a lot of people share about like their success and wins, but there are a ton of people that lose money. It's extremely risky, but the rewards can be great, especially if you have a smaller account. I know I made a couple trading videos on my channel and people talked about, Eddie, I don't have that much money. What if I only have $100 or $50 to trade with? Typically, when you have a small amount like that, I would say don't trade at all. You probably make more picking up a second job or working somewhere else. But if you have a smaller account, trading on futures or leverage can be rewarding if done right. If not done right, you will lose your money. And if you have a smaller account and that amount matters to you, then I wouldn't do it in the first place. Now, there are a few things that I do want to share that are important. Number one, you have to make sure that you are following that rule of trading with 10% within 10%, which for me is going to be 1%. So in my futures account, I have $10,000 and I'm only trading with $1,000. And that is because if the trade goes against me, there's a higher chance I'll get liquidated if I don't have enough in my futures account to cover for my margin. So if you only have $1,000 on your futures account and you're only trading with $1,000, you have a higher chance of your entire position getting liquidated. For example, there was a position I was down around like 600%, but because I had enough in my accounts, I was able to keep that trade open and able to recover it and sell at a very small loss compared to the 600% loss. Second of all is how many traders should you be copying? And the answer to this is 2 at max. I highly recommend only following one first. Once you get a better understanding, then you can start following a second trader. When I first started this thing out, I actually started copying 3 traders. Now that I look back, I think that was a little bit risky. But what I did was I followed 3 traders. 2 of them were trading actively. The third one wasn't. I made $6,800. I was like mind blown. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just copy like 3 or 4 other traders? So I ended up copying like 5, 6, 7 different traders. That is where my account started going wrong because so many positions were being opened. A lot of positions I didn't agree with, but I was just following along. And eventually my account was diminishing little by little by little. And I was like, wow, all my gains are just gone just like that. So number 3, if you are following 2 traders and both of them open up long positions, I would close one of them out. out. Again, because I was following multiple traders, all of them were like shorting at the same time when the market was going up and the trade was going against me. And you can close out your positions manually if you wanted to. So if your position was up like 20% and you just want to take profits, definitely do that. If you're down like 10% and you just want to close it out for a loss because you feel like the market's going to go against you, you can close it out as well. Don't be like me where you're trading like 5 different followers, traders, and they all open up like 10 different short positions. Like, it was stupid of me. Like, I should have closed out 9 of them and just kept one short position open. But I was like, oh, they're all opening up shorts. Maybe something's going right. But no, the market reversed and went up instead of down. So I pretty much got wrecked by shorts, not longs. Number 4, if you're about to get liquidated and you get notifications, you have 2 options. Number 1, you can fund your account with more USDT to cover up for your margin to prevent yourself from getting liquidated. Now, there are pros and cons to this. Number 1, the pro is that you can cover your margins, and if the market reverses and plays in your favor, then you won't get liquidated. But the con is that if the trade continues to go against you, then you're going to be at a much deeper loss. So you have the option to close out before you get liquidated to prevent yourself. Of course, not financial advice. I don't want anyone to lose money, but again, it's all about managing risks. Number 5, I've already said this, but trade with a small portion of your overall crypto portfolio. Your holding portfolio should be at least 90-95%, and your trading portfolio should only be 1 to 5%, a very, very small amount. For example, within my BitGet trading account, I'm down $4,200. That is a lot of money. But considering that I traded with around $111,000 and I'm down $4,000, that's only down 4%. So that's not too bad in the overall grand scheme of things. But my holding portfolio is up $143,000 the past month, which is when I started copy trading exactly a month ago. So that's what I mean by managing your risks. I personally use CoinStats to keep track of all of my portfolio across various platforms, exchange, and wallets. So if you're interested in signing up, I do have a referral link down below where you can save 25% on your overall subscription. Great app and definitely worth using, especially to keep track of your holding portfolio. 6 is keep track of your traders. So I would say check in on them like every day or every other day and see how they're doing. Some of the traders that I thought were making good choices eventually were making more poor choices, and they started holding onto positions a little bit too long. What you'll notice is depending on which trader you follow, some of them will open and close trades out very, very frequently. And there are some that will only open up like one every other day. Personally, for myself, I prefer to follow a trader who takes their time before they enter a trade, make few good winning trades versus a lot of frequent trades, because you'll find a lot of these traders open and close trades on support and resistance on like the 5 and 15 minute time frame, and I just don't like that. So make sure you study the trader that you are following. And last but not least, if you are going to be copy trading, I highly recommend you learn how to trade yourself. I would actually argue and say you should not be copy trading at all if you don't know how to trade yourself. And that is because when these trader opens positions, you want to be able to look at the charts and understand why they opened up these positions. If you're in agreement with their positions, then you keep it open. But if you don't know how to trade and you're down on a position or you're up on a position, you won't know what to do. You'll kind of panic. Your emotions will take over. The $4,200 that I lost, I made it all back trading on my own. Whether it was through futures or spots, I made it back. And that is because I trust myself as a trader more first than the traders that I follow here. Maybe some of these traders are more experienced than me. I just don't know. I don't know who they are. But learn to make your own trade, gain experience. And if you want to copy trade just to get a feel for what it's like to trade on futures, I think that's an okay idea. If anything, the $4,200 that I lost on my account, I consider that tuition to the market. So just even following these traders, I learned a lot from these traders. Actually, the funny thing is I actually leaned a lot more bullish towards the market recently just because I've noticed a lot of these traders are opening up shorts, and that hit me. Man, there's going to be a crazy short squeeze soon. These shorts are not being closed out. A lot of people are anticipating the market to go lower. A lot of these traders are opening up more shorts thinking that the market's going to go lower, but oh, maybe a short squeeze will happen. So I recently bought some more Bitcoin for my long-term holding portfolio, but that's another video for another time. Well, with that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're interested in learning how I'm navigating through these markets, what I'm buying, when I'm selling, how I'm trading, definitely check out the Patreon group link down below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video over. Let me know if you decide to copy trade, share the results if you have results, but I'll see you guys in the next one over. Good night, good morning, adios.